that a smile is the most beautiful attire in our wardrobe. With this in mind, let us bring out this beautiful attire from this wardrobe, and we will have a 1-minute warm-hearted exercise with a big broad smile in our face, the beautiful attire which we have brought out from the wardrobe, and greet the one sitting next to you with any kind of greeting. Hello, how are you? If it is a spouse, I love you very much. Anything. So I'll start with 1, 2, 3. Please introduce yourself. Say hello to each other with a warm smile. Very warm smile. Fantastic. Tell me, after this beautiful warm smile, do you feel the heart has warmed up? You feel the warmth in your heart? Makes a difference. When I am depressed, I don't know what to do. I really bring out the attire from the wardrobe and give a big smile. And even if my wife is angry, she too smiles. In a Marine Parade apartment, a woman was painting the walls and the ceiling. It was very hot, humid. The paint was dripping all over her dress. In frustration, she removed all her clothes and resumed painting. No sooner had she taken off all her clothes, there was a knock on the door. In frustration, she asked, "Who is that?" A voice behind the door said, "I'm a blind man." Well, she thought, what can a blind man see? So in her birthday suit, she opened the door and the man looked at her. "Wow, you are a very pretty woman." "Hey," she said, "I thought you said you are a blind man." He said, "I am. Where would you like the blinds to be fixed?" A woman was waiting at the doctor's clinic to get the result of a urine test. The doctor came out and said to the woman, "Madam, the bottle that you have brought does not contain urine. It contains apple juice." And the woman said, "Oh my God, I must have put the other bottle in my husband's lunchbox." On a Valentine's Day, the wife got up early, nudged her husband in the bed. "Darling, I just dreamt that on a Valentine's Day you have given me a diamond necklace." And the husband, half asleep, said, "Good, go back to sleep and wear it." Now, before I start, I want to thank the Tanglin Club officials, the wonderful people who have organized this event for all of us. And so, give a big round of applause to the wonderful people, the Tanglin Club, Christina and few others, Nancy and few others, and a camera lady. Thank you so much for organizing this event, and welcome. And my special thanks to all of you for coming here tonight and making this happen, this event happen. Without this, I will be speaking with an empty audience. So thank you for coming. Giving a talk in this lovely and lively environment in this reference room, I am reminded of my very first maiden speech I made many years ago. In this very same place, reference room. I was scheduled to speak at 6 o'clock in the evening, but I arrived 5 o'clock. With 1 hour in my hand, I decided to enter one of the small rooms to practice my talk. I entered a small room and I was pacing up and down, rehearsing my talk, when a woman entered the room and she looked at me and said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And I said, "Oh, I'm just rehearsing my talk, which I'll soon be giving in the next big room." She said, "Tell me, do you get very nervous before you give a talk?" I said, "No, of course not." Then she said, "What the heck are you doing here in the ladies' room?" She was right. I was nervous. This evening, can we make this a little louder? Can you all hear me? Yes. Right? This evening I'm going to share my thoughts with you on how important humor is in our life. We all know it is, but let's see how important it is. After that, I will share with you from my experience a simple recipe for effective humor. Excuse me. During this period, I will also share some tips with you on how to remember jokes. And also one very important tip, how to avoid embarrassment if you tell a joke and nobody laughs. It has happened with me many a times. I've told a joke, nobody laughed. I was very embarrassed. But there is a secret how we can avoid that embarrassment, and so that there's no problem and we can continue with our jokes or other things. First of all, how many of us love humor here?
Oh.
Wow! Wow! Wow, welcome to this fun boat. Welcome aboard this fun boat. You see, laughter helps us to breathe deeply. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
When we breathe deeply, we inhale more oxygen. Am I right?
Yes.
When we inhale more oxygen, the blood circulation gets better, stabilizes our blood pressure, it aids our digestion, and it makes our internal organs gets a good massage. So in other words, it's a good internal jogging. Don't you think so, Mr. Tay? Exactly. Thank you. Laughter also helps us to bring a glow to our face. Many of us go for our facial massage. And what does the masseuse do? She will rotate her palms and rotate your palms over your cheeks and make your lines go up. And sure enough, the lines go up and there's a glow in your face. But when she hands us the bill, all these lines fall back and we are back to square one, minus $50. But have you ever wondered that a good laughter, a good bout of laughter, will bring your lines up automatically, give you a beautiful lasting glow, and that will last you for many, many hours until you laugh again. So laugh and laugh, no matter what happens. You know there's a laughter club all over the world. They just come together in the garden. They just laugh it out without sharing any jokes, without sharing anything. They just laugh. The whole idea, it's a yoga therapy. The more you laugh, the more you inhale the more oxygen you inhale, and the more better you feel. And when you go back after this laughter, they feel so rejuvenated, like it's a elixir for the life, you see. This laughter also helps us to keep ourselves fit, healthy, and we can save many doctors' bills. Any doctor here? Oh, there's Dr. Suresh, welcome. You'll agree with me, laughter is the best medicine.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Laughter is very important for our health. This doctor was driving a car and he noticed one of his patients taking a walk home. The doctor stopped his car, greeted him, "Hi, I see you're taking a walk home." And the patient said, "Yes, doc, no choice. I had to sell my car when I got your bill." No, that wasn't Dr. Suresh. He's a wonderful doctor, a community doctor, well-known doctor. If we look at the word disease, have you noticed it is made up of two words? No, it's not a one word. It's made up of two words. Dis-ease. When we are not at ease, we get problems. You agree with me?
Yes.
Supwa is there, the journalist. Is that right or not?
Absolutely.
Dis-ease brings about a lot of problems because we are not at ease. So what is the antidote? The antidote is to bring ease to yourself, and the way to do it is laugh it out. Laugh, laugh, and laugh. I'm sure you all know there are two big factors that cause this problem, dis-ease. What are these two problems that cause this dis-ease, disharmony in ourselves? What are these that cause this dis-ease? Can anyone think of it? Worry? Yes. Tension? Of course, yes. Stress, you're right. Yes. Linda, you're right. Stress. So all these things, they cause this dis-ease, and we are not comfortable with ourselves. Yes, laughter can eliminate all our dis-ease and bring harmony into our body and mind. In a psychology class, a teacher, while explaining the students the danger of stress, tension, and panic, asked, "Can anyone describe to me the best? Can anyone describe best to me the difference between stress, tension, and panic?" And one guy from the back row stood up. A young man stood up, said, "Teacher, stress is when the girlfriend is pregnant. Tension is when the wife is pregnant. And panic is when both are pregnant." In speeches and toasts, humor bridges the gap between the speaker and the audience. Removes the gap and brings them closer together. A speaker in Mumbai, while speaking, looked on his left. The crowd on the right disappeared. He was so boring. When he looked on the right, the crowd on the left disappeared. Finally, there was one guy standing in the center. And the speaker said, "Sir, are you enjoying my talk?" And the guy said, "No, sir, I'm waiting to pick my little carpet on which you're standing." Mahatma Gandhi, who went through a lot of stress and tension to get the freedom for his country. And he said, and I quote, he went through a lot of stress, and he quoted, "If I had no sense of humor, if I had no sense of humor, I would have long ago committed suicide." Such is the power of humor that kept him going and obtained the freedom for his country. Knowing how important humor is in life, let us come to the most important part of the session. And that is, how do we tell jokes effectively and successfully in our talks? And in this simple recipe, which I'm going to share with you, there are 3 ingredients to make our jokes, to make our humor, to make our incidents successful. Number 1 ingredient is use short jokes. By using short jokes, we save the listener's time. And they are equally enjoyable. You give a 5-liner, 6-liner, they get bored, they go away. Halfway they can go away. 1-liner can quickly generate laughter. And I learned this the very hard way. Very hard way. I was in Osaka, Japan, and I attended one Rotary meeting full of Japanese people. It was a Japanese speaking club. The president of the club recognized me as a humorist. He called me to the stage. "Mr. Rewa, come and tell us a joke." I said, "Mr. President, I would love to give a joke, but they are all Japanese speaking. They will not understand me. They will not enjoy the joke." Oh, he said, "Don't worry. We have an interpreter. He will translate your joke and we can all enjoy and have a laugh." So I took the bull by the horns, went up to the mic and gave them a nice long joke of 9-liners. After my joke, the interpreter came and translated, condensed my whole 9-liner into a 3-liner joke and made everybody laugh. I was flattered. My joke went so well. But I was also curious how he managed to condense my 9-liner joke into only 3 lines. After the meeting, I went up to him, "Sir, tell me, how did you manage to condense my beautiful joke into only 3 lines and still make people laugh?" He said, "To be honest with you, I didn't think they would get the point. So I simply told them, we have a visitor from Singapore. He has just told us a joke. Everybody please laugh." So never again, when I go out, I'm going to give a long joke. Short jokes are many. You can find in hundreds. In fact, it was the short joke that gave me this idea to compile and make some beautiful books which have sold phenomenally, and everyone has liked it so much. Dr. V. Kim Wee, former president, used to order me periodically whenever he would travel. Raymond, our friend Raymond Wong, knows about it. Am I right, Raymond? The second president, Nathan. Yes, Mr. Nathan also used to order for his Istana and distribute the books. Mr. Tony Tan was very kind also. He complimented my jokes. He says, "Wonderful." Mr. Nathan was a little careful. He said, some of your jokes are mischievous, but they are still okay. I enjoyed them very much. So all of these people have found the joke books really fantastic, and I'm honored and proud that Rotary Club is the distributor of these books. And these prominent people have given these acknowledgements to these books. There are many short jokes you'll find in these books. Two ladies at a Tanglin cocktail party were having a chat with each other. One lady said to the other, I see you're wearing your wedding ring in the wrong finger. And the other woman replied, yes, I know, I married the wrong man. They say when a guy opens the door of his car for his wife, you can be sure of one thing. Either the car is new or the wife. When a man holds a woman's hand, before marriage it is love. After marriage it is self-defense. And an angry diner shouted to the waiter, waiter, this chicken is all burnt black. The waiter replied, sir, it is a mark of respect. Our chief cook died yesterday. So using short jokes, one-liner, two-liners will be very enjoyable. People will like it, and and it's easy to remember too. So I gave you the first ingredient, use short jokes. The second ingredient, very important also, is whenever possible, personalize your jokes. Personalize them. I remember, now this is a true incident, many years ago, when my wife and I both used to work, my wife would take her purse, put my photo in her purse, in her new, every time she took a handbag, she would put my photo in her bag and go out. I was flattered. I asked her, darling, tell me, every time I see you take my picture in your bag, tell me why? And she said, dear, whenever I look at your picture, all my troubles vanish. No matter how difficult and insurmountable the problems are, they all vanish, disappear. And I said, wow, I'm really flattered. I'm magical for you. Thank you so much. She said, yes, when I look at your picture, I say to myself, what other problem can there be greater than this one? But my wife is a lovely person. There she is, charming little lady. She takes my jokes, she doesn't take it seriously. And we love each other so much. We have celebrated already 60 years of our marriage. And I love her very, very much. In fact, every time we go out, I would always hold her hand. If I let go, she will go shopping. She's a lovely person. Thank you, Lisa, for being with me. We can make our jokes more interesting, more lively, by personalizing them or localizing them. A Scotsman driving a beautiful white Mercedes was asked by his friend, I say, man, how did you get this beautiful white Mercedes? And the Scotsman said, well, it was like this. I was taking a walk at the botanical garden when a very beautiful, sexy blonde driving a beautiful white Mercedes stopped and offered me a lift. I accepted. She drove very fast and she drove very far and she stopped at a lonely spot and she got down, took off all her clothes and said to me, take what you want. So I took the car. So his friend said, "You are a very lucky man. You are a very wise man. After all, what would you do with her clothes?" An American tourist touring in Russia. He was walking and suddenly he had an urge to ease himself. Unable to find the bathroom, he stepped into a side lane to do the simple job. He was about to face the wall when a Russian cop saw him. "Hey, you can't do that here. Come, I will show you where you can do it." He brought him 3 blocks away. Beautiful garden, landscaped, beautiful landscape, tall trees, beds of roses. And he said to this guy, this American guy, "Here, shoot." The American guy eased himself right in front of the beautiful bed roses, gave a sigh of relief and said, thank you, cop. You are wonderful people. You are very kind. Is this Russian courtesy?" The cop said, "No, this is the American embassy." Irina, I know you are Russian. Welcome. Welcome to our fun club. And she loves jokes too. Thank you, Irina. Nice to see you. So using a location or personalizing it makes a big difference in our jokes we tell. Now at this juncture, allow me to share with you the secret of how to avoid embarrassment if the joke does not generate laughter. You tell a joke, nobody laughs. What do? Well, I found it after making so many mistakes, after being embarrassed so many times, I found the secret. The secret is we must never, ever tell the audience that I'm going to share a joke with you. Say, let me share an incident with you. When we share an incident with you, we are not telling a joke. Like reading a newspaper, any newspaper with so many incidents. Do we laugh? We never laugh. But if we do laugh, it's a big bonus. So never ever say, I'm going to share a joke with you. I'm going to share an incident with you. Let me tell you what happened. And if the joke is successful, there is laughter, you have achieved it. So it's as simple as that. I hope we will all, in future, try and use the word incident instead of saying a joke. You know, in one of the biggest Rotary clubs in the world, Shifang would know, it's in New York, the biggest club, where we have 600 members, one from each profession. And this elderly man was invited to speak. And as he was about to be called by the president to come to the mic, just a few minutes before, he got panicky. He got nervous. He started putting hands all over his pocket. A guy seated next to him said, Sir, are you all right? What happened? He said, oh my God, I have to speak in few minutes. I forgot to bring my dentures. How will I speak? How will I smile? And the guy seated next to him said, don't worry. And he dipped into his pocket and took out 6 sets of dentures in front of him. Here, try sir and see which one fits better. So the guy tried all the 6 sets of dentures and found one a perfect fit. And he gave a sigh of relief, gave a smile, said, thank you, saved my life. I will be now able to speak and smile. Tell me, you must be a dentist. He said, no, I am an undertaker. Now we come to the most important ingredient, the third ingredient. First was short jokes. Second, localize, personalize your jokes. Now the third ingredient is a very equally important, is memorize the punchline. The punchline is the secret of your joke. Memorize it word for word, letter for letter. If there is a small mistake, finished. The joke will fall apart. That is the secret of a good joke. Memorize the punchline. This is the most essential part of the joke. This housewife bought a very expensive pair of panties from Robinson's. After a few days, she found the panties were missing. She summoned her maid, the helper. Stella, where are my beautiful pair of panties I bought from Robinson's? Madam, I don't know. I think you're lying. No, madam, I truly, I promise you, I think you're lying. I am going to call the police if you don't tell me the truth. Madam, I swear I have not stolen your panties. If you don't believe me, you can ask master. He knows I never wear panties. So this is one of those mischievous jokes which Mr. Nathan was mentioning, but he said he enjoyed it. So we must remember the punchline, word for word, letter for letter, and we will be very successful in our talks. Now let us see how we can remember jokes. What is the formula for remembering jokes? It's also very simple. All we've got to do is just take 5 one-liner jokes from the book. Just one joke. Just take one one-liner joke and share it with 5 people. Once you share this joke with 5 people, it will be embedded in your blood. And at the mention of a keyword, the joke will come to you and you'll be able to remember that joke easily. And so do it with a second joke, the same process, tell it to 5 people, and you will be able to remember. One word of warning. Please do not repeat this joke, the same joke 5 times with the same guy. He will never speak to you again. To recap, there are 3 ingredients for enhancing our humor. The first is, can anyone remember? Use short jokes. Yes, Bianca, you're right. Use short jokes. The second, yes, you're right. Personalize your jokes. Personalize or localize your jokes. And the third, memorize the punchline. If you can remember all this, you're well ahead of me, and every time you can give wonderful humor and share it with others. So let us not forget to expose ourselves with laughter as often as possible, because laughter is free of charge. It is totally free from any kind of, it's a great antioxidant. It's free from cholesterol, free from MSG, free from all the naughty stuffs, and it's all free of charge. So with that, I want to thank you all for being with me and for sharing my thoughts with you, and thank you for coming. Before I end, I I want to share with you just one information. Our Rotary Club is involved in a project called the Gift of Life. This Gift of Life involves poor little children who are afflicted with heart problem, with cardiac disease, and the family is so poor, they are unable to send these children for operation. With the result, the children die. And with constantly tears in their eyes, these families are crying because there's nobody to help, to save these children, their own children, and get an operation for them to save their lives. So Rotary clubs, about 30 Rotary clubs from District 3300 and 3310 got together and went in project with the Adventist Hospital in Penang, who are taking care of these children and giving them this operation before they lose their life. So they need money, and we clubs, all the clubs have got together and we are trying to raise funds by sharing this money with them so these poor little children can save their lives. And I want to thank you all because you have supported so much these books. All the proceeds from these books go towards helping these little children get their operation. So even if you have bought some, I would humbly request you to buy a set for your friend, a set or two, and give it and share laughter. And by sharing laughter, you'll be helping a good cause. And if your friends will be so appreciative of these wonderful books, if they don't laugh, hold me responsible. I will give you all the money back you want. But they will laugh and laugh and laugh. And people buy it for lots of corporations have bought it. DBS Bank, insurance company. One insurance company bought 1,000 copies to give it to his customers. One agent he bought from AIA, Lawrence Chain, his name is. 1,000 copies he bought to distribute. He's past president of Rotary Club of Marina City. 1,000 copies. He gave it all to his customers, and they all appreciated so much. And he was rewarded with more business, but he was satisfied that he has done a good deed. He has done a good deed. He has done a good, raised funds for a good cause. And so this is my humble prayer to you. Please support these books. And even if you bought some, buy a set or two. If you buy more than 10 sets, I'll be happy to deliver to your home. If you buy 1 or 2 sets, you may collect it from here. If you like to pledge any donation, please make a donation directly to the Rotary Club of Singapore. At the back of the check, please put Gift of Life. Because these checks will all be accumulated in the Gift of Life project, and we will be sending it to the Adventist Hospital to save the children for which you are all attributed for this saving the life. I thank you all, and I humbly request you to please support these books very much. Thank you. God bless you. Please carry on with your drinks, fellowship, and some snacks. Wines are there. If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. Thank you.